Give up 46 points in the first quarter, 79 in the first half, and 139 for the game. That ties a franchise record for the New Orleans Pelicans for points in a game. And, guys, that's coming off the heels of giving up 130 in Dallas, James.
Yeah, you cannot go on the road and have an early defensive deficiency. So, you know, that's 4 to 6 points in the first quarter. That sets the tone right there, because now you're playing from behind and you have to really dig deep to try to get back. And then, you know, you miss a couple players, IT gets thrown out, you have that commotion. That kind of sets the game back a little bit. You have to regroup. Sometimes it gives you a little bit of incentive, but they just never could dig out of that ditch from the first quarter. And when you got Anthony Davis on the other side, he's a closer.
Yeah, to me, this is a team that's kind of checking out before the All-Star break. Long season, things not going according to plan. And it's kind of surprising, especially like you said, previously before the Dallas game, they played pretty good basketball.
Second hottest team in the NBA, 12 of 16.
And that's the thing that really sticks out. So to go from a team that defensively has been sound to like just pretty much not playing defense at all. Trades happen. Those things make a difference, of course, with Nance and Clarkson gone and you adding additional guys. But to me, it's a team that's kind of checking out and just like, you know what, let's get to the break. So hopefully tomorrow, you know, you get reset, figure things out, because you want to give a good showing and not to have this trend continue, because if it does, then when you get back from the All-Star break, you know, you're trying to figure things out. So definitely disappointing to start the game the way they did and pretty much for the full 48 minutes.
All right, Luke, I guess your reaction to being on the court in the first half, and then assuming you watched it with Isaiah in the second half, what were you thinking about the whole night?
We got to get our mojo back. We somehow lost it quickly, and you know, the last 2 games offensively we've been fine. We're just not playing any defense. We got breakdowns from the three-point line. Our three-point defense are switching. Simple pin downs, simple parts of the game defensively. We stopped executing, and that's why we've made it such a big point of what we want to do this year. Is, you know, it doesn't matter how good your offense is if you're not going to play defense, and that's what we gotta figure out. We play another very good team tomorrow night, so I think New Orleans had about 25 points halfway through the first quarter, and you know, that's kind of set the tone for the rest of the night.
What do you think is the consistent factor in that? You said it's all kinds of different breakdowns, but what specifically, and maybe while you were watching the second half, did you notice anything in particular?
Well, I think it's the way we're starting the games, and then it's just carrying over. You know, so it's once the NBA is filled with very talented players, and once you let people get into a rhythm and feel good about how the game's going, it becomes much more difficult to shut it off, to get your stops. But we had stretches tonight when we did, and we put together 3, 4, 5 stops in a row, and we were able to get back into the game. And then we would do that, and then the slippage came back in. So consistently, we stopped defending, and that's a big time problem, but it's something that we'll fix.
Can you take us through what happened from your vantage point that led up to you getting ejected?
I can, but I'm going to choose not to. I'll choose not to speak on that.
What specifically were you protesting the foul call on Kyle, or was it the technical that got you upset?
There was a lot of things that I was frustrated about at that point, and I just had enough at that moment.
Assuming you also don't, the same thing with the Thomas and Rondo situation was in front of you, but or you rather not?
You know, from my standpoint on that, I thought Isaiah did everything he could to not get caught up in it, and they let it just keep going and going and going, and in my opinion, took the easy way out and just waited so they could give a double T, as opposed to calling it as it was happening.
Was that in your mind when?
That was part of the frustration I had building up. Yeah.
Hey, Luka, It's just strange that so Friday Kuzma and Ingram have the rookie sophomore game and coming off of a back-to-back. Obviously, that's not your concern, but do you think about minutes, or do you want to like talk to whoever's coaching that game, and is that something you're concerned about after tomorrow's game?
Yeah, absolutely. We don't want our guys playing 3 straight games. It's late into the season, and those guys have played huge minutes for us this year. So, my preference would be that they played limited minutes in that game on Friday.
Did you talk to Isaiah about his ejection? Did he reveal to you at all what was kind of at the root of it between him and Rondo?
He was confused why he got tossed out. He just wants to play basketball. He hasn't played a lot of basketball over the course of this season, so he was mainly bummed out that he had an opportunity to play tonight and wasn't able to play more than whatever he played, 5-7 minutes, something like that.
Do you guys sit and watch the game together when you're both back there, or what's the?
Yeah, I went and sat next to him and watched the game, but. I try not to isolate when I'm angry, so I went and found somebody to watch the game with.
A couple of chances for coaching points, watching together about what you're running and what you're doing, one-on-one.
Defense. It was all mainly just defense. That's talking back-to-back games, giving up 130-plus points. Not going to win in this league doing that.
I meant with Isaiah. Just are you?
Yeah, we were talking about the game and basketball, but mainly again about defense.
Both those games have come since the trade. Just how much of your defensive identity do you think you lost by taking Nance and Clarkson out of the lineup?
Well, they were obviously big parts of what we did, but that's not an excuse for what the defensive effort we've given the last 2 nights. So do we miss them? Of course, but we still have the personnel to be able to step up and play much better defense than we've been playing.
Isaiah, obviously we saw it. We couldn't hear it. What happened between you guys?
The video explains it. I don't know what was going on with him, but I don't know why I got thrown out. I don't want to comment too much on it, but it was obvious what was going on. He was being too aggressive for whatever reason, and then he also hit me in my face 3 times. So at some point, as a human, if nobody's gonna protect me, I got to protect myself, and that's when I spoke up and got upset. But I don't know. I hope the NBA figures something out with that, because it was wrong for me to get ejected, and because all I want to do is hoop, man. I'm on a new team. I'm trying to get acclimated with my teammates, and for me to get ejected for really saying nothing and trying to just protect myself is not right.
Did you say something so egregious that it warranted? I've never seen somebody that didn't do anything physical get thrown out as quickly as you did. Did the conversation escalate?
Oh, I obviously said something, but it wasn't to a point where I should have got technical. At that point, I was trying to protect myself after getting hit in the face 3 times, and I was wondering why the refs obviously didn't see what had went down. But like I said, it is what it is. Hopefully the NBA looks at it, because, I was the one that shouldn't have got ejected and couldn't play tonight, and I'm upset about that.
Luke was saying that he felt like they were almost waiting until it Rondo kept coming at you, and then it was almost like they were waiting until they could give a double tech.
That's what I'm saying. It felt like they were waiting for me to get upset. I got hit in my face 3 times, and then until the 3rd time I got hit in my face, I reacted and tried to tell the refs, are you guys going to control this? Which, hopefully, like I said, the NBA sees it, looks at it, figures those things out. But I definitely need to get those technical fouls rescinded, because I didn't do anything.
Rondo earlier said some things about your video tribute, and did he bring that stuff up?
He brought it up. For whatever reason, he's an upset guy about me. I don't know what it is, but it's fine. I can't control that. He kept bringing the tribute up when I was the one that shut the tribute down. So, I'm far past that. I'm on the Lakers trying to figure out how to help this team win. And for the things that happened today happen and me to get ejected is uncalled for.
Isaiah, did you guys have any previous history before this whole video thing?
I mean, my team beat his team in the playoffs last year. Maybe that is what's wrong. I don't know. There's nothing nothing should have made that escalate like it did. But he already had his agenda written down right when I checked in the game. It was obvious. Pick me up full court, trying to be physical. It was obvious.
When you first heard those quotes that he had about you not saying that you didn't deserve a video tribute, were you surprised by that? What was your?
I mean, I was surprised. I think a lot of people were, but I think the world made it bigger than what it was. Like, everybody who's been on the team for a while has gotten a video tribute. I mean, Patrick Beverly got one in Houston. Chris Paul got one in with the Clippers. It's like they didn't win no championship, but it's just the respect thing. Like, he said what he said, I laughed it off, and it was what it was. I'm the one that stopped the video tribute from happening because I wanted Paul Pierce to have his full night, and I didn't want to take anything from him. And I know he played on Paul Pierce's team, and he's going to always have Paul Pierce's back, which is fine because I didn't lose sleep over it. But it was obvious, continued to be brought up with what happened tonight for whatever reason.
So there's nothing you can think of that's like a personal backstory between you?
I don't know him. Personally, I don't know him. I've never talked to him. I mean, we've just battled and competed throughout the years, and every time we battle, it's been a little bit more and more. So, I mean, maybe the tribute was him acting like he did tonight.
Brandon, you guys have been so good offensively and that bad defensively in these last two games. Last two games, what's going on with the defense?
I think maybe it's the focus level. I know today it's kind of started with me today and help defense. I think I could have did a better job of helping off of guys, especially with Rajon Migard and Rajon Rondo attacking the boards a little bit more. But together, I think we just got to be more physical on the defensive end and try to make it hard for their offense to make loose passes and get some deflections.
What was your take on what happened between Isaiah and Rajon? Were you surprised Isaiah got thrown out?
Oh, yeah. I think there was just a lot of talking going on, and I don't think Isaiah was really into it. He was just kind of smiling it off a little bit, but it continued on, and I think their arms locked a little bit, and the referee just made the decision on it. But just competition in basketball.
So you guys came all the way back. You were down by 23. You came back, you cut it to 4, and then they ran out again on you. And what changed? After you came back, I thought you kind of had the game back where you wanted it, and then they pulled away again. When they pulled away that second time, what allowed them to do it?
Well, I think they made shots, of course, and they were comfortable in what they were doing the whole game, but we just couldn't add together enough stops to stop their momentum. I think Anthony Davis did a really good job of getting into the lane, drawing fouls, and then the rest of their guys did their job of making shots when they were open and driving and kicking. But like I said, I don't think our defense was there like it's been in the last few games.
Anthony Davis is an unbelievably great player, but you were one of several guys who had to try and stop him. What was the challenge tonight trying to slow him down?
Just to get a good contest on what he's doing, to get to the lane and get to his mid-range jumper, and just trying to get a good contest, try to make him take tough tools and make it difficult for him. I think we could have did a better job on the offensive end of actually attacking him and having him conserve more energy on that end. But he's all-star, and he did a good job of attacking the lane and hitting shots when he was open.
So you guys have had trouble defensively 2 games in a row, and now here comes this 3-headed monster in Minnesota tomorrow night. Where do you want everyone's focus defensively when you try and beat the Wolves?
Just trying to do it together. I think it starts with individual defense, of course, but after that, I think we just have to try to do it together and just bring the fight and intensity on the defensive end first. And when we rebound the basketball and finish possessions to just get it out and try to start our offense.
Brandon, why do you think you guys have struggled so much defensively just these 2 games?
I mean, I don't have a direct answer, but guys could be tired, loss of focus, whatever it is. But it's something that can be easily fixed with how we bring into the next game with our physicality and not letting guys just move the ball so easy.